Those Lakers know all about that. Russell! Russell, throw it down, baby! Now there's a grown man's drive. Russell Westbrook! Come on now! Rise. Look at this grown man's drive here, though. Set up to block it, go block this. That's the way you attack. Sort of windowed it in there, didn't it? A little sweeper right there.
What's going on, dudes and dudettes? So, yes, the Lakers beat the Spurs last night in overtime. It's a pretty close game the whole entire way. Luckily, they got the victory, so I believe they're 2-2 on the season so far. They play tonight against Oklahoma City Thunder. And once again, LeBron James is out. Maybe Anthony Davis will be out as well because he has some type of weird knee injury right before overtime. Luckily, he was able to still finish the game, but still, he said it was a minor issue, but as of right now, he's questionable right before the game, a couple hours, so we'll find out in a little bit if he is going to play. Hopefully he will, but if he doesn't, it might be tough for the Lakers to beat OKC. But both him and Russell Westbrook had an amazing game together. They both combined for 68 points, had 27 rebounds and 12 assists total. That was really nice. So they definitely needed every little bit of that. A nice big shot from Malik Monk from like 30 feet for the three-pointer. It was just crazy that it even went in. But yeah, glad they got that victory. Would have sucked being 1-3 right now, but that's just the way the NBA goes. And then, yes, the USC linebacker out of Texas that was committed, who's coming in next year, has decided to decommit, which I don't mind because he was only a 3-star guy. Plus, he kind of seemed dumb. He recently posted on Twitter like a statement saying that because of USC's coaching change and all this stuff, he has decided to open up his commitment. But USC made the change like 4 or 5 weeks ago. It's not like it was very recent, but he made it sound like it was something that USC did recently. So I don't know. Maybe he's not smart enough to come to USC anyways. But yes, I was going to mention the other running back that USC did get from Oaks Christian. So he is a 3-star running back, Johnny Thompson Jr. Haven't really heard of him, but they say he's a pretty solid running back out there. And I think he's just going to get bigger as well. So that's going to help. And we'll see what he does. Hopefully he can get from a 3 to a 4-star before he comes. Then the Chargers also made a kicker change. They said they weren't, but they did work out 2 kickers this week, and they ended up going with one of those guys, and Dustin Hopkins, who was released from the Washington football team this year, who did pretty good for them last year, but apparently he's been sucking. So of course he's now on the Chargers, and the Chargers got rid of Visconzo, who won the job this last summer over Badgley, who sucked. So I don't know, the Chargers should just go for 2 anyways if they don't find the correct kicker at this point. But they also signed a linebacker in Patty Fisher from Northwestern. He did have some pretty bad scores when it came to the NFL Combine before the draft, which is why he went undrafted, I believe. But while at Northwestern, he was one of the more productive linebackers in college, had over 400 tackles in 4 years, and was one of the better defenders, one defender of the year in that conference as well. So he is a very talented guy. I don't know if he was signed to the practice squad, but there were 2 guys released from there, so he might be just going there to have some depth in case Drew Tranquil can't come back. But I guess this is a cheaper option than to make a trade, apparently. And then Mel Kiper of ESPN, the draft guy, apparently has Drake London, the wide receiver from USC, as a top 5 overall prospect. So not just top 5 at his position, top 5 overall. Excuse me. And even recently, as the other day after practice, Drake London was asked if he would still continue the season and maybe play in the extra bowl game at the end of the year if, you know, it comes to whether USC doesn't even get into the bowl game because of how much they suck, or if it, you know, has a chance of hurting his career, or of him getting injured. But apparently he said either way he's still going to play, which is kind of dumb in my opinion if he is going to be a first rounder. But you got to give it up to him for still wanting to play for USC. But too bad, we're going to lose him anyways after this year. Then Jason Tatum, ex-Duke player, now Boston Celtics, Went for 41 points the other day, which is really cool. He also had 7 rebounds and 8 assists. They definitely needed all those stats because they barely beat the Charlotte Hornets in overtime. It's just, once again, I think they're going to end up using Tatum all throughout the whole season, wear him down, and then by the time the playoffs come, he's going to get too tired, as he always does. And I don't know what's happening with Jaylen Brown. I know he came back and then was injured again, but I don't know. He needs some more help there, I guess. And then Graham Harrell, the offensive coordinator for USC, apparently might be up for the Texas Tech head coaching job just because they recently fired their coach, and I would not mind seeing him go just because the air raid offense just has not worked for USC. I know it has worked in other places like Washington State and Texas Tech, but it just doesn't work with the top players that come to USC. I just think they need to go back to more of a ground and pound running the ball instead of throwing it 50 plus times. So we'll see if he does end up leaving, but pretty sure the next head coach is going to fire him just because of how bad USC has been in the red zone recently. Then Grayson Allen, they mentioned him as if he found a new home with the Milwaukee Bucks just because he hasn't been playing actually that well. He hasn't been shooting the ball the first couple games very good, but the last game when a couple of their better players were out, he did get an opportunity to play a bit more. Ended up getting 19 points, 4 out of 9 from the 3-point line as well, which is good. So maybe he does have a new home. He did sign that extension, a 2-year deal. So it just sucks. He's not on the Lakers, obviously, but good luck to him the rest of the way. Then Duke and Villanova. Villanova is a pretty well-known team out there in college basketball. Duke and them had a scrimmage, like just a play against each other, an exhibition, just a practice against each other. And for some reason, Villanova never wanted to release the tape or anything from that scrimmage. But we found out why, because they recently put up on Duke's YouTube like the scrimmage as well. And you can tell that Duke was the far better team. And they definitely outplayed a team of Villanova who doesn't have that many stars, but because they've been around for so long together, a lot of older guys, they are considered a better team. But Duke, just talent-wise, just beat them up. It was nice to see, but hopefully Duke can continue that with the type of schedule they're going to face this year. It's going to be pretty daunting, but we'll see. And then to end this off, yes, two other cities other than Indianapolis have kind of made a bid to see if they could host the NFL draft combine, where they usually go and do all the testing and everything like that right before the draft. And it's always cool that it was in Indianapolis, but it might be a lot cooler if it's somewhere else. So both LA and Dallas, the cities, have put in their name to be the hosts of a place eventually, whether it's in the future or maybe next year, but I guess we'll find out. It'd be pretty cool if it's in LA and they allow fans. That'd be pretty awesome. So thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.